نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم المهاجر من هجر الخطايا والذنوب أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah everyone. We always want to maximize our reward, especially in the month of Ramadan. We want to make sure that we are getting the most out of it. And one of the things that comes to mind when we talk about getting the most out of our month of Ramadan is sometimes you have to stop and think what we need to do, or rather, what we need to avoid. This hadith that I've mentioned in front of you right now, al-muhajiru man hajar al-khataya wa-dhunub, that a person, he or she, who migrates from sin, the person, a real muhajir, a person who migrates from sin, they are the ones who are the true embracers of the deen of Islam. In this month, we want to make sure that we are getting closer and closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one of the ways to do that, obviously, we engage in ibadah. We are praying taraweeh, we are coming to the masjid, we are fasting, we are giving sadaqah, we are giving zakat, we are doing everything possible. But there are certain things that we need to do that we need to preserve our good deeds. And in order to do that, we have to make sure that we are seeing it that way as well. I want to give it a little bit of an example. That whenever we do a good deed, we make sure that we want to preserve it, like a bank account. So I'm going to give a small example of it, where every time we do a good deed, it goes into a bucket. And obviously in a bucket, you put liquid, water or something in there. But now you're doing all of these good deeds, your sadaqah is going in there, your Quran recitation is going in there, your prayers are going in there, and they are being stored in a liquid form in that bucket. And now imagine you take a drill and you start drilling holes or poking holes into that bucket. What's going to happen to all of that liquid? All of that liquid will drain out, and all of that hard work of fasting, of giving zakat, of reciting the Quran, of standing in qiyam, standing in taraweeh, all of that is literally going down the drain. So that is something that we need to work on in this month of Ramadan, is staying away from sin. When we stay away from sin, we are preserving our good deeds, and we make our relationship closer with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now obviously when I say staying away from sin, it's a lot easier, it's easier to be said than done. What is the method? How do we stay away from sin? That is the thing that I wanted to get into a little bit with everybody today and discuss what are those things that we can do. And sometimes, we are actually doing it already, but we just don't think about the things that we're doing. So subhanAllah, in the month of Ramadan, from the time the sun rises until it sets, we are told to stay away from three things. Which on a regular day outside of the month of Ramadan, or when the sun sets, they are perfectly halal for us. Eating, drinking, and relationships with our spouses. These three things we are told to stay away during the daytime in the month of Ramadan. But regularly, it is perfectly halal. Subhanallah, Allah is training us to stay away from a thing that is perfectly halal and has made it haram for us for a certain period. And when we are staying away from these things, we are building resilience. We're building that strength so that when we are in that fork in the road, whenever that opportunity comes in front of us, that we have an option to commit the sin or go walk away from it. So this fasting, we're building that resilience. And not only fasting, when we have to push ourselves to pray, when we have to push ourselves to recite the Quran, when we have to push ourselves to donate. You know how in the masjid in Ramadan, it's famous, right? All the masjids, they have this, where sometimes when we come as a musallin, we come to pray in the masjid, we get a little frustrated, right? Oh man, there's another fundraiser. Now we have to give again. And now the masjid is doing it. Now this organization is coming, that organization is coming. Subhanallah, this is Allah giving you an opportunity to build that resilience and to give in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Never shy away from these things, especially if Allah has given you that ability and you are financially well off where you can support an organization. Give in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when these opportunities present themselves where we have to fast or where we have to recite Quran, and when we push ourselves in this direction, we build resilience and we are able to stay away from sin when that fork is introduced to us along the line. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to be steadfast on His deen, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to stay away from sin. Let's make a dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us and to guide us and keep us on the straight path. وَإِلَهُكُمْ إِلَهٌ وَاحِدٌ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُوَ الرَّحْمَنُ الرَّحِيمُ اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وبارك وسلم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وقنا عذاب القبر وقنا عذاب الحشر وقنا عذاب الميزان يا إله العالمين يا هنان يا منان يا عزيز يا غفار يا ذو الجلال والإكرام. Ya Allah, please give us the strength to stay away from sin. Ya Allah, give us the ability to worship you better. Ya Allah, give us the ability to preserve all of our good deeds that we do. Ya Allah, bless us with this opportunity. Bless us in this month of Ramadan so we can worship you better. Oh Allah, give us the opportunity so we can pray to you better. Oh Allah, give us this opportunity so we can recite the Quran to you. Oh Allah, give us this opportunity so we can pray a Taraweeh prayer in your court, Ya Allah. Oh Allah, accept all of us. Oh Allah, forgive all of us. Oh Allah, guide all of us. Oh Allah, forgive our parents. Oh Allah, forgive our children. Oh Allah, guide our parents. Oh Allah, guide our children. Oh Allah, all those Muslims that are suffering in any part of the world, Ya Allah, we ask you to please make it easy for them. Ya Allah, all of our dear brothers and sisters that are suffering in Gaza, Ya Allah, please find them a safe haven. All of the Muslims in any part of the world that are suffering, Ya Allah, please make it easy for them. Ya Allah, all of those that have passed away, Ya Allah, grant them Jannatul Firdaus. Ya Allah, make their graves one of the gardens of paradise. Ya Allah, all of those that are sick, Ya Allah, grant them quick recovery, Ya Allah. Oh Allah, accept all of us, guide all of us. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun, wa salamun ala al-mursaleen, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Ameen ya rabbal alameen.